So I'm not sure if you've been on TikTok recently, but Donald Trump is getting absolutely shredded on that app. I want to play for you some of my favorite viral videos that I've seen on TikTok over the past 24 to 48 hours or so. I think you're going to love these. My name is Brett Meiselas here with the MeidasTouch Network. Remember to hit that subscribe button. We are on our way to 3.5 million subscribers, and we can't do it without you. So hit subscribe right now. Okay, let's get right into it. First, I want to show you, this is hilarious. This is somebody who came across a Trump rally or people holding a rally for Donald Trump in Washington, D.C., and the crowd was a little light, I would say. Check this out.
So there is a Trump rally on the mall, and all the cameras are panning in on the crowd and making it look really full, but this is what it actually looks like. Super empty, and didn't even fill up a quarter of the space that they reserved for this rally, and Tulsi Gabbard's screaming about something. Who knows? My God. Go home.
Now, allow me to get serious for just a second here. I want to share these observations from a North Carolinian regarding Donald Trump's absolutely heinous stunt in the midst of Hurricane Helene yesterday. And she's not only fed up with Donald Trump, she's fed up with the media also. Listen to her.
I just watched Trump in real time on TV lie, which he's really good at, but he's lying about the storms. I have family members and friends that have been affected in different states. And the news media allowed it to happen, and they played it. He said that Biden wasn't doing anything. And Biden's doing exactly what the president's supposed to do by initiating things before the storm even arrived, and also to not go to the areas right away and interfere with the emergency responses that are happening. So the former president lied, saying that there were all these things that he was going to do, and he can't. He's not the president. He also acted like the president. People treated him like he was the president, and there's nothing he can do. He talked about getting Starlink set up, and I do know for a fact that satellites have already been opened up. People can already access Starlink. That's how I'm able to get in touch with my sister as much as I am able to via text. I just find it unconscionable what the news media allows him to say, the lies he spews. The other thing that was really interesting was the fact that he has no idea what the damage is like, because he kept turning to other people and saying, it's bad, isn't it? He has zero empathy. He cannot take a look at a situation and realize how bad it is, because nothing has ever been bad for him until now, when he's getting caught for all the crimes that he's doing.
And now here's another North Carolinian who's speaking about the differences between the way President Biden is handling this current crisis and the way Donald Trump handled a similar crisis when he was president. Watch.
Back when Hurricane Florence hit in North Carolina, Donald Trump sat on his ass for 2 months. He let the government shut down. 41 people died, and Roy Cooper had to get on his knees and beg him for 2 months for help. All right, you want to know where my president's at now? All right, he's already declared North Carolina a federal disaster. All right, which speeds FEMA up. All right, we got 3 federal teams here already in the first place. We got 50 search teams, 19 states sending helicopters, and supplies, and manpower. You want to know where the my president is? He's here. All right. The only thing I wanted to know was where the my president was at.
Now let me show you this union worker who is sounding the alarm to his fellow union members, telling them that Donald Trump plans to cut overtime completely. And we've heard Donald Trump say this numerous times in even just the past few days. But here is this union member sounding the alarm. Check this out.
Whoa, they got my bubble this morning. All over the garage. You know what they were talking about, my union brothers and my union sisters? They were talking about Donald Trump saying that there was going to be no tax on overtime. Well, I had to dig into this a little bit, and I found this. Read it, because you don't know this, my union brothers and sisters. They are basically taking your hours and making it a 160-hour work month. Do you know why he's saying that there's going to be no tax on overtime, guys and gals? Because there isn't going to be any. That's right. We live and breathe off our overtime. It fuels our lives. And this traitor that you plan on voting for as a union brother or sister is going to take that away. No more overtime. So, of course, there's not going to be any tax on overtime because it's not going to be there. Also, I would like to take this moment to say that I support the longshoremen of America. We, the IBEW, have your back. Have a day.
Thank you, sir, for spreading the word. It's so important that workers understand the effects that a second Donald Trump presidency would have on them. Now, I want to show you this incredibly funny video. I want you to watch this woman's reaction as she listens to these clips of Donald Trump bragging about himself. Watch her face. It's so good.
I know more about ISIS than the generals do.
I know more about weapons than just about anybody.
I know more about steelworkers than anybody.
I know more about drones than anybody.
I know more about politicians than anybody.
I know more about technology than anybody.
I know more about ethanol than anybody. I know more about wind than you do.
Nobody knows consultants better than me.
Nobody knows more about trade than me.
Nobody knows the system better than me.
Nobody knows the banking industry better than me.
Nobody knows more about environmental impact statements than me. Nobody knows more about it than me. Nobody knows it better than me. And nobody knows it better than me. Nobody knows it better than me.
Nobody knows it better than me.
About Project 2025. So you've publicly said that you don't have any direct connection to Project
Nothing. I know nothing about it.
I know nothing about Project 25.
I know nothing about QAnon. I know nothing about it.
I know nothing about the indictment.
I know nothing about WikiLeaks.
I have no idea who these women are.
I don't know anything about Russia. I don't know Putin.
RFK, I don't know.
This next video is from user Just Tom Edwards, and he is speaking about his experience canvassing for Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Tim Walz in Nevada. Check this out.
Well, just finished up another canvass here on Sunday. Got in one on Thursday, one on Friday. And guess what, folks? This thing's still looking good out here in Las Vegas. So I'm excited. But you know what the funniest part is? It's just how these little videos disturb the Trumpsters. They go absolutely bonkers. They can't accept the truth. You are getting beat. Donald Trump is a loser, and he's going to lose Nevada. How about that?
I love hearing these reports from people putting in the work on the ground. Here's an update from rural Texas. Check this.
Rural Texas is getting organized, y'all. Take a look at this photo. This is from Brownwood, Texas. It's a very rural county, very red, but the local Democrats are getting organized. We had over 40 folks there, and you know, I met at least 3 or 4 of them that said this was their very first Democratic meeting, but it will certainly not be their last. We had college students there, we had workers there, we had retirees. It was a true Democratic coalition, and we are working to return Texas blue, and we are going to the rural areas because we are the party of no one left behind. Love y'all.
And watch what this guy from Arizona does with his Trump Vance sign. Check this out.
Hello, Italian Americans. I have to apologize to you because I got a lot of crap yesterday for putting these signs. As I said yesterday, these signs in the recycle. I would never do that again. It's very, very bad. But I have to say, this sign does not belong into the recycling. But it does belong into the regular garbage. Vaffanculo.
There is a certain power in making your voice heard and spreading the message, because a lot of times folks think they're all alone, you know? But when you make your voice heard, you end up making other people more comfortable to say, you know what, I feel the same way, and I'm not going to be shy about it. And that's what we are seeing around the country right now. So this individual who posted this video put up a Harris Walz lawn sign out front in their house. Watch what their neighbors did shortly after. Check this out.
So yesterday, I put up my Harris sign on the lawn, and I wake up this morning, check this out, and my next door neighbors put theirs up too. Now, I never met these people that have no kids, they keep to themselves, but I put mine up, and they're like, F it, I'm putting mine up too. We're letting these motherfuckers around here know where we stand.
And along the same lines, here's a woman in Florida who is telling her fellow Floridians, we got to get out and vote, okay? Like, don't let the fear of MAGA paralyze you into staying home and to not putting in the work, because we could actually win this thing. Let's hear what she has to say.
I'm calling on the Harris supporters here in Florida. Go out and vote in November. Do not let the fear that we are going to be overtaken by the Trump voters stop you from going to vote. If not for you, for your daughter, for your future daughter, for your granddaughter, for your future granddaughter, for the women of this country, I am calling on you. Please go out and vote. If you have barriers to that, reach out to me. I will help you. We can arrange getting your mail-in ballot. We can arrange getting you to your voter poll area. We can figure it out. I just left the Sarasota sign waving event, and there were so many people honking, so many people giving thumbs up. We have support in the state.
This next woman shares her experience with representatives from the Trump campaign coming to her door. Wait till you hear what she said to them. Watch.
Haven't recorded in a while. Just wanted to tell everybody about an experience I had yesterday with a Trump representative coming to the front door. And my husband and I are still registered Republicans. And he was making sure that we knew about a certain gentleman that's running for Congress here in Pennsylvania, which wasn't bad. Had his Trump gear on, never mentioned Trump, other than wanted to discuss with us, are we voting by mail? I said, it's none of your business. And then he said, you do realize, looked me right in the eye, that this election could end everything. And I said, I certainly am aware. That's why I'm voting for Harris.
This next user, who goes by the name Oh That's Rich, speaks about why we need a bigger turnout than ever in this election cycle. He says, let's get Kamala Harris 100 million votes. Check this out.
We can get Kamala to 100 million votes, you guys. Let's talk through it. First, 100 million votes would be a statement to the world, to the past, and to the future. I can think of no better way to end the dystopian nightmare that has been the Donald Trump era of American politics than to elect the United States' first black woman as president with 100 million votes. So what would it take? Well, first you start with Joe Biden's 81 million votes that he won in 2020. That was the most that any president had received in American history. And we had a higher voter turnout than we'd seen since 1900. But do you remember 2020? 38,000 Americans died in November 2020 alone. Millions of votes were cast by mail-in ballot for the first time, and we had staffing shortages at polling sites across the country, and we still set a turnout record. Now we get to run it back. Voter registration is surging. Arizona is up 125,000 registered voters since 2020. Nevada is up 260,000. Michigan is up 350,000 registers in just 4 years, and North Carolina is up 500,000. On top of that, Taylor Swift's endorsement of Kamala Harris drove over 400,000 visits to vote.org. So the million-dollar question, who are all these new voters registering to vote for? Are these new voters who didn't vote for Trump in 2016 or 2020, and now after January 6th and after all of his felony convictions, they're suddenly going to vote for him? Please. There are 265 million adults in the United States. Kamala Harris needs only two things to get to 100 million votes: 70% voter turnout and a 54% popular vote victory. That's it. But how do we get there? Well, first, no blue vote stays home. Any state, doesn't matter. 15 of the 20 most populous states are blue states, and 9 of those 15 states, Biden won by double digits. On top of that, there are 20 deep red states. If you're in one of these safe states, red or blue, don't just vote for Harris. Vote for history. When we hit 100 million votes, you're going to want to say that you were one of them. Then consider the impact of 100 million Democratic votes. A blue House, a blue Senate, 160 ballot initiatives, all tipping in the blue direction, not to mention hundreds and hundreds of local and state elections that will impact your community personally. 100 million votes for Kamala Harris would break the polls, break the models, break the cycle, and most importantly, break Donald Trump. And it's right there for us to grab. Are you going to help get it done?
Okay, let me show you one more video. I'm not going to lie. This guy had me at first. Check this out.
Hi, everybody, from your old Uncle Al. Well, if you're voting for Kamala Harris, you are no friend of mine. You're family.
Yep, I was a little worried at the beginning of that when that came across my feed, but listen, I love these videos. I love being able to share them with you. I love the enthusiasm that we're seeing, and that it's not just people's words, but that people are putting in the action. As you are seeing, they are working to get out the vote. And the fact is, there could be a million viral videos out there, right? There could be a million amazing polls. None of it matters unless you actually get to the actual polls on election day and encourage all your friends and family to vote. So I want to use this opportunity right now to tell everybody to go to vote.org. Make sure that you're registered to vote. Make sure that your friends and family are registered to vote. Also, subscribe to this channel. We are on our way to 3.5 million subscribers, and we can't get there without you. Also, while we're talking about TikTok, come join us on TikTok. We just crossed over 1 million followers over there as well. Hey, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in a bit.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.